My girlfriend wanted me to pay for her friends, so I just walked away. My girlfriend Mallory and I had been dating for 6 months. She kept begging me to take her to this fancy Italian restaurant downtown. I finally caved and told her to make a reservation for Friday night at 7, just the two of us. I wanted to do something nice for her, you know, make it special. I arrived at the restaurant and gave the hostess Mallory's name. She looked confused. Party of 7, right? I stood there frozen. No, just 2. She scrolled through and said someone called that morning and changed it to 7 people. Before I could even process that, Mallory walked through the door with 5 of her friends behind her. They walked straight past me and sat down at the table. I pulled Mallory aside and asked what was going on. She laughed it off and said the girls really wanted to come, and it would be way more fun this way. My brain was telling me this was completely wrong. The waiter came over and her friends started shouting orders at him before he could even ask. $50 steaks, $45 lobster pasta, lamb chops, the works. I opened my mouth to say something, and Mallory just talked right over me to order an $80 bottle of wine. One of her friends locked eyes with me from across the table and said Mallory told them I make really good money. Everyone turned and stared at me. Mallory grinned and said I was killing it right now. Then she ordered a second bottle without even looking at me. I just stopped trying to talk at that point. When desserts came out, one friend said we should do this every Friday. Another one laughed and said it was about time someone treated them the way they deserved. Mallory smiled at me like I should be grateful for the opportunity. The waiter set the check down right in front of me, and Mallory pushed it closer. "You got this, babe?" I looked down and saw $647. She was already laughing with her friends. I looked at Mallory and told her I wasn't paying for everyone. Her smile disappeared. "What do you mean?" I said I didn't invite her friends, so I wasn't covering their meals. Mallory's voice got loud immediately. "Are you serious right now? You're really going to embarrass me like this?" One of her friends leaned forward. "Mallory said you were taking care of it. You can't just change your mind now." Another friend chimed in. "That's so cheap. Who invites people to dinner and then refuses to pay?" I looked around the table. All 5 of them were staring at me like I was the problem. I didn't invite anyone. Mallory did. Mallory grabbed my hand across the table. "Babe, come on. Don't do this. Just pay, and we'll talk about it later." Her friends started piling on. "This is so embarrassing. I can't believe you're doing this to her. What kind of guy does this?" Mallory squeezed my hand harder. "Please, everyone's looking at us. Just pay the bill." One of her friends pulled out her phone. "This is insane. I'm texting everyone about this." Another one said she couldn't believe Mallory's boyfriend was this selfish. They kept going. "You're really going to make her look bad in front of all of us? She's going to be so humiliated. Just pay the damn bill." Mallory's eyes were getting watery. "If you love me, you'll just handle this. We can figure it out at home." I'd heard enough. I pulled my hand away from hers and opened my wallet. I counted out $32 and placed it on the table. Mallory stared at the cash. "What is that?" I stood up and grabbed my jacket. "That's for my pasta and water." Her chair scraped back as she jumped up. "You can't leave. You can't just walk out." I looked at the waiter who was standing there frozen. "That covers my meal. They'll take care of the rest." Mallory grabbed my arm. "Everyone here thinks you're horrible right now. Is that what you want?" I pulled away from her. "You did this, not me." Then I walked toward the door. Behind me, Mallory was yelling and her friends were shouting over each other. I kept walking. My phone started blowing up before I got to my car. Mallory texted saying her card only had $60 on it. Another text said the manager was standing at their table and wouldn't let them leave. Then she said her friends were screaming at her because they all had to pay for their own meals. More texts came through saying her friends were surrounding her in the parking lot, demanding she pay them back for everything. One final text said her friends told her if she didn't pay them back, they were never speaking to her again. Mallory had to borrow money from her mom to pay back every single friend. Not one of them ever spoke to her again after that night. 2 days later, they were all posting about her on social media.